everybody, and welcome to the campus of Nashua High School North. I'm John Collins along with Jason Roby here on Nashua ETV's telecast of what should be a fantastic New Hampshire High School Division I basketball game. The host, Nashua North Titans, getting set to take on the Bishop Guertin Cardinals, a couple of teams with some stellar records to this point, Jason.
2 losses between the two of them, John. A North team that enters this game at 6-1, and by our count, 8-1 for the Cardinals. They've had a couple of common opponents. Nashua North losing their opener to Bedford 73-66. Bishop Guertin beating Bedford 65-46. And then the one that kind of sticks out to me, Nashua North beating a very good Dover team just last week, 66-58. Bishop Guertin beat them 73-32.
Wow.
So we're going to see something tonight. We don't know if that's an anomaly. We don't know what that is, but I think what we do know is this is going to be an outstanding game here tonight in the Gate City.
It's definitely an electric atmosphere. It is a Friday night. There's no school tomorrow. I'll go out and make the announcement right now. On Saturday, it's a packed gymnasium at a busy Nashua High North. I believe the Pennachuck Middle School is performing a play at the same time in another part of the facility, Junie B. Jones, which runs through Sunday, Groundhog Day, I guess, if you want to catch it. Here at Nashua North is the venue. And it's just, I love this atmosphere, Jason. We are courtside. We're down in one of the corners. We are probably in play, so we'll have to keep our head on a swivel for errant basketballs. But the way these guys go at it in Friday night games, I mean, I seriously mean we're in play. They are so athletic and so fast that sometimes they get carried away.
And the speed of this North team, that's what they want to do, John. They want to run up and down the floor. The faster they can make this game, the better, while BG more deliberate in their offensive sets, that they're going to set things up. So it's really a battle of two styles, and we're going to see here tonight which one is going to win out. When you talk about Nashua North, you have to start with Curtis Harris and Brendan Choate. They're two big players, Curtis on the defensive end and Brandon Choate, who can shoot lights out. And of course, Guertin, no slouch as we get ready for the national anthem here. Electric is the word I would use, John.
Absolutely. The student bodies of both Bishop Guertin and Nashua High North are strongly represented here diagonally opposite each other in the North Gymnasium. John Collins with Jason Roby. Our cameraman is Tim O'Neill. It is a Friday night, the last day of January here in 2020. It's been an emotional week with the passing of Officer Tyne of Hudson, of Alvern Grad, and also Ryan Phaneuf, the airman, who passed away. Very emotional goodbyes and vigils in Hudson in the greater Nashua area. And also the passing of Kobe Bryant occurred this week. So there's a lot of emotion, and it's good to play some basketball and maybe vent it out a little bit here at the North Gymnasium. The tip is won by North, but falling short on the drive was Emeka Okori. So BG with the first best chance to score points in this basketball game.
And we see Guertin with a very deliberate approach here as Nashua North goes man-to-man defense to start things off here.
Sam Mullett Passes up top to Mason Carroll. Back around the perimeter it goes. Just about everybody in the BG offense touching the basketball in this opening possession. Mason Carroll gives it back to John Sullivan. Top of the key, pointing something out. Jordan Robichaux driving. Robichaux changes direction and he's forced to retreat. Now splitting the seam, passing it back out. Robichaux also passing. The first shot of the game by BG is good. Beautiful jumper by Dylan Santos-Suaso.
Yeah, they tried to dribble drive there, and I think that the game plan is to drive the hoop and look to kick it out, and that's exactly what they did as
Corey.
Emeka Corey from 3 ties things up.
It's 3-3, a pair of matching trays as we open the action here. 8-minute quarters in New Hampshire high school girls and boys basketball. We are 90 seconds in and we're tied at 3. First 2 3-point attempts, 1 for each team go in. Sam Mullen takes the contact and puts it in. No, they say they're wiping off the continuation. And
he was saying he was on the floor.
Sam Mullen took a knee to the shoulder there as he was about to go up to the shot.
And I think what you're seeing is great help defense by the Titans, but Guertin ready for it. They're finding the open man, and they've made the Titans pay so far as Buxton takes his first foul. A drive to the hoop there, no good, and Buxton with the rebound.
Almost too strong to the hoop there for Santos-Suaso, and a layup drill. Number 25 is Nathan Kane, who got loose underneath.
Yeah, the Titans are going to run. They're going to get those boards, look for those outlet passes, and try and get to the hole quickly.
John Sullivan driving base to the baseline before he's forced to pass it up. He gets it back. Trading the ball with Jordan Robichaux. Robichaux to his right. He's got Curtis Harris in his face. Curtis Harris, one of the best athletes on the floor, full of great athletes. Sam Mullet splitting the seam, trying to get a...
Wanted to travel there, didn't get it. Great defense by Buxton. And they're going to call a block, and it looked to me like Buxton had position on the block there. He's going to pick up his second quick foul.
Dylan Santos-Suaso draws the foul as he drives from left to right underneath the basket. And I'm with you, Jason. I don't think the official picked up the blocker until the contact was made. He didn't give him credit for establishing position early.
And what you're seeing right now, unfortunately for North, is one of their better defenders, Gabe Buxton, has to leave the game. 2 quick fouls, and in for him is Connor Dunning. So Dunning coming off an injury. We'll see how effective he can be.
So BG makes it a 1-point game with that. They had a 3-pointer from McCory and a lay-in from Kane for their 5. They're up 5-4. Open shot from the corner is good. Nathan Kane has got 5 points of the 8 for the Titans. Sam Mullet with the home run pass, loses the handle, gets it back, jump ball, possession arrow, BG. High energy Friday night lights game here at Nashua High North. 8-4. North is in the lead for the moment. Nathan Kane, a strip and a steal.
Great quick hands there by Kane as he gets the ball over to Choate. Wonderful play. Good defense.
Brendan Choate on cruise control. Splits the defense and a floater is good. Brendan Choate with a highlight reel. Floater over the defense, 10-4, and North is already in double digits.
North has players that can score the basketball, take them in a one-on-one situation, and you saw it there with Choate.
John Sullivan in the corner being guarded closely by Nathan Kane. Sam Mullen is up top of the key. Fakes the penetration drive, now he goes for it. Sam Mullen with a brilliant drive. Takes the contact and goes to the line.
That was a great spin move there by Mullet as he went towards the baseline and up with the left hand, and he gets the and one opportunity.
Sam Mullet has really matured as a basketball player. We have seen him come up through the ranks at Bishop Guertin, and he is trying to take control of this game early. He's got the 3-point play. So it's a 3-point game. North is in the lead with the ball and 4.5 minutes to go in the first quarter in what is shaping up as a treat of a basketball game. In and out for Emeka Okori.
Looked like Curtis Harris, John, could have driven the lane there, pulled up and got it to Okori. Ball went in and out. We'll see if Curtis goes to the hoop next time he's got the opportunity.
Dylan Santos-Suaso spinning, finds Mullet baseline, guts the foul, and travel is the call.
Wow. Interesting call there on Mullet. I thought he had a good position and called for extra steps. I didn't see it here. Maybe a makeup call, I'm not sure.
The North students give him the "you can't do that" chant. Mullet says, "What did I do? I thought I dribbled it correctly on the drive," but the call is made. We have a step out of bounds, perhaps?
Yeah, and that was Mullet getting aggressive out on Curtis Harris and forcing him to step on that baseline, so Guertin will get possession. So BG with the basketball and potentially a chance to tie, down 10-7. North storming out of the gates early. As Jason mentioned before the game, common opponent between these two teams. North squeaked the victory over Dover, but it was a 40-point win for BG, getting you to think that maybe BG was a big favorite coming into this game, despite the similar 8-1, 7-1 records. Mullet drives, and he gets another spectacular basket. Mullet off to a great job, great start here for Guertin, and he's having his way on the baseline.
Travel is called against North, losing control of that pivot foot.
Yeah, that was Sam McElliott. Guertin on a little run here, John.
And I believe we're going to get the game's first timeout.
Wow. Can exhale finally.
Yeah.
This is exciting, no doubt about it. You have two inner city schools here. Of course, Guertin, the private school, and North, one of the two public schools. You mentioned earlier, great records by both teams. We're going by what Max Prep said on that record. We tried to look up scores on NHIAA.org today. We were not able to get that score, so we're going by the Max Prep score. And if it indeed was a 40-point game, you have to wonder if maybe some of the kids from Dover were out with the flu, or if there was just a situation where the game got away from you a little bit.
Yeah, we do have to put a caution there, because we didn't actually see the game, but you're just looking at the sheer statistics or score at the end.
I think you go by the Bedford score. That was North's first game, and they lost at the beginning of the year, and BG beat Bedford. Relatively similar scores, so I think that's the one I'm going to tend to use.
Right. I mean, if you look at Dover, if they're missing a player of, say, Sam Mullet's character, it's going to totally change the outcome as well.
Absolutely.
Due to an illness maybe or something like that. But nobody told North that they were going to lose in a lopsided fashion. As they come storming out of the gates, they've been ahead since the beginning. Shot by BG was answered by Emeka Okori. So it was 3-0 BG, but now 10-9 North.
And you see here the Guertin offense, very deliberate, taking their time.
Santa Suaso ran out of room, and he got doubly blocked. Coming away with the basketball, Sam McElliott down into the right corner. And now holding it. Brendan Choate, spin move, double team, draws the foul.
Good strong move there by Choate as he went up. Double team, got fouled. He's going to be rewarded with a couple of free throws. Great help defense down here on the last possession with Guertin, as McElliott and I'm not sure who was guarding, but went up in a double block and able to start that transition game as Choate takes the first of two and hits it.
As Yogi Berra might say, it's March Madness early, because you know, not only are the students standing, but some of the players on the bench are standing during some of this action, and it's almost hard to see over them.
Well, it's electric here at Nashua North, and a bigger gym, maybe a little bit more space. I know Coach Steve Lane was happy they were playing here this year.
So Brendan hits his free throws, and we've got a 3-point game again. North is up 12-9. BG with the basketball. John Sullivan gets it back to Sam Mullet, looking for a teammate open. It is Sullivan. They're daring him to shoot it as Connor Dunning guards him. Letting it go, Santa Suaso front rims it. The ball is batted away by a North player in a loose ball situation, and it goes to Jordan Robichaud, gets the long rebound. Mullet, double team, finds the open man off the glass, no good. That was Kyle Baker. Brendan Choate rebound. Up ahead, and it is off the rim. The driving attempt by Sam McElliott doesn't go.
Good job by Choate finding McElliott on the right side. Just couldn't get it to go, and Guertin brings it back the other way.
John Sullivan holding it at his hip. Jumper from the free throw line, rattles in and out off the glass. A reach-in foul against Kyle Baker.
Yeah, that's a cheap one. Baker reaching in there when he really didn't have to. Possession was taken by the Titans, and I think Baker knows should have held back.
Walking the ball up the court is Curtis Harris. He's got Brendan Choate on his left wing as another guard. And the forwards, Joshua Lentz, number 15 in the corner. Ball goes inside. Sam McElliott gives it back to Harris. Try to feed it back to McElliott. Now he does. He's outside. Joshua Lentz with it. Hands it back to Curtis Harris. He'll shoot it. Off the back rim. Rebound. Nathan Kane is Johnny on the spot.
Big offensive board there for Kane.
Lentz to Curtis Harris, driving, absorbs the contact, and draws a foul.
I'm going to say this, John. Bishop Guertin, I'm impressed with their defense thus far, really moving their feet well, staying in front of the Titans, not allowing them to drive to the basket. Curtis Harris going to go to the line here for two, but there were two Guertin defenders there waiting for him. We'll see if how that plays out through the rest of this game in terms of how well BG can defend the basket.
52 seconds remaining in the first quarter as Curtis Harris hits his first of two free throws. Checking into the game for the Cardinals are Ryan Stack, number 14, and Mason Carroll, number 23. Curtis Harris to shoot a second free throw and to give North a potential 4-point lead with under a minute to go. He hits them both. And taking the ball up the court is Jordan Robichaux. Sam Mullet, guarded by Lentz. Long bounce pass finds Mason Carroll, and Mullet does a great job of collecting that pass that almost went out of bounds. What do we have? A foul away from the basket.
And this is what I'll say about that. On the prior possession by Mullet, Lentz did a great job taking away the baseline. That time he couldn't get to the baseline fast enough, and as a result got beat to the spot and committed the foul. Got to take that baseline away from Mullet. That's what he wants to do. He wants to drive. And they did it there, and as a result, travel call on Guertin. Mason Carroll walked because Choate got to the baseline, cut it off, and he took steps.
I think Brendan Choate heard you, Coach, because he got to the baseline.
Every once in a while, John, you sit here, listen, you sit here long enough, you know.
Yeah, he did exactly that. He cut off the baseline and he induced a traveling call against the Cardinals. So North will have the ball back and a half minute to work with here in the first quarter, and they would love nothing more than to get the final shot of the first quarter and make it and open up a little bit of a lead. The BG fans are certainly present and vocal and accounted for here at Nashua High North.
Great student sections from both schools, and love to see the energy, love to see the positive vibes that they give their teams as Curtis Harris brings the ball up, and he almost gets his pocket picked. By
Jordan Robichaux. Instead, Harris drives, he kicks it out, Emek Akori airs it out, Mason Carroll rebound.
If he had looked, he had Mullet by himself on the breakaway.
Yes, he did. Sam Mullet sprinted down the far sideline, and he was unmarked.
Titans going to get the ball back here. It looks like a turnover. We couldn't see it, but no, Guertin will keep it. North will apply some full court pressure.
What was this? I think one official overruled another about where to inbound it from. Apparently...
It's going to be North ball, John.
Oh, North ball, Nathan Kane.
That's two for me.
That's two mystery calls there near the end of the first quarter. 10 seconds to go. Brendan Choate, the jumper. It's good! Brendan Choate!
3 seconds left. Let's see what Guertin does here at the buzzer.
Half a second, this would count. Brendan Choate, BC, beats the clock.
Wow.
And we have a 16-9 lead for North at the end of one.
One of the things Steve Lane talked about last year was sometimes North's inability to create offense. You have to be able to score the basketball, especially if you're a run-and-gun team and your offensive sets really only focus on one or two guys. What North is able to do is get the ball in a couple of different guys' hands and score the basketball. And you saw right there, Choate is one of those players. Emeka Okori missing a big three-pointer there, but also another guy on the wing. They have some outside shooters, and even though they may be at times undersized, they're not afraid to storm the glass and battle for those rebounds. I like what I'm seeing from Bishop Guertin right now, especially Mullet on that baseline. He's having his way, so I think if you're Coach Steve Lane, the message you're trying to make is, look, we've got to cut off that baseline.
9 points for BG kind of jumps out at me. It has been the Sam Mullet show to a point, but to see them held under 10 points in a quarter is kind of eyebrow-raising.
And that's the other thing. This is a Nashua North team that makes their head playing defense. This is a defensive team. They're okay scoring 50 as long as you only score 48. And if they can keep you to a low shooting percentage and play good hard-nosed defense, they're just as happy with that as they would be scoring 80 points a game.
Guertin will start the second quarter with the basketball. North won the tip to open the game. Mason Carroll driving to the paint, runs into a double team and hands it off to Kyle Baker. Baker twisting. He's triple teamed and gets rid of it. Rovershow, Sam Mullet's got the ball now, poked away.
Quick hands by Okori.
Emeka Okori got a clean poke at it, but Mullet gets it back. Opening seconds of the second quarter. Perfect jump shot by Mason Carroll coming right at us. That's a 2. So it's 16. Oh, it's a 3. They gave him 3. I don't know. It looked like a 2
Thought
to
he
me.
said a 2-pointer. We'll have to check the official scorebook. I gave him 2, but
yeah, they put 12 points up on the total. Here's a put-in. Good reception by Kyle Baker. And BG gets a great quick basket. They put it back to 2, did they? Yeah, they did, because now it's... No, they didn't.
Nope.
A basket for North. Up and down the court we go. Teams trading baskets to open the second quarter. 18-14. North up by 4 points. Mason Carroll. Number 14 is Ryan Stack for Bishop Guertin in the game. Sam Mullet being bothered by Okori. Twisting, it's a foul called.
He just threw the ball at Okori.
I don't know why he did that. Did you think it was the official? I mean, it didn't look like.
Interesting there by Mullet.
It was the wrong thing to do. I know they're giving him the benefit of the doubt right now because no technical foul was called.
Well, calmer heads prevail as North doesn't do anything about it.
Right. Okori didn't get upset. Sam Mullet calmly drains the first free throw. 18-15. And this could make it a 2-point game. He does.
Shooter's touch.
Mullet makes both. 18-16.
Mullet, the leading scorer for both teams, with 7 so far here in the first half.
Emeka Okori driving, gets it up and in.
Pretty move by Okori there as he goes by a couple of defenders. Nice left-hand scoop layup.
High off the glass, Emeka Okori. Mason Carroll faked the shot. Now he's going to take it back up top to John Sullivan. Sullivan hands it to Rovershow. Looking to his right, passing to his right. Top of the key, inside. Mason Carroll, the left-handed layup, too strong. Rebound by Kyle Baker. Gets it back. The shot for Carroll. He's open. Back rims it. Rebound Brendan Choate. On the fly, Curtis Harris inside, missed Nathan Kane, out of bounds off of the Titans.
Good feed there from Choate to Harris, Harris to Kane, but Kane can't handle it, so Guertin will get possession. North will pick up their man-to-man defense. 20-16 North, 5:46 to play here in the first half.
Jordan Rovershow with it to his right. Holding, looking. Flings it into the corner to Kyle Baker, being worked on by Emeka Okori. Baker gives it up. Rovershow, up top it goes to Santa Suaso. Ryan hands it off to John Sullivan. Mason Carroll with it. All the BG players touching the basketball in this possession. Santa Suaso ducks the defender. And it goes up the top of the backboard.
That's the first time I've seen a North player jump up to defend an up fake. They've been very, very disciplined thus far, and that time Choate went sky high to try and block that jump shot. Got a foul line extension shot that was no good, hit the top of the backboard.
Working with a 4-point lead, Curtis Harris in the North offense gives it to Brendan Choate. Choate driving to the glass and in. Brendan Choate with some basketball athleticism there, just literally rose above the field to lay it in. And it's a 6-point lead for the Titans. Mason Carroll fakes left, goes right, lays it up and doesn't get the roll.
Big rebound there by Choate as he finds Okori on the break.
Emeka, no good. He left it short on the layup, and over the top to get it was John Sullivan. Let's see the call. Goes against the Cardinals, I believe, over the top, going for the rebound. No, I'm wrong. Nope. It's going to be BG ball.
I'm wondering who they gave that to, because Okori was kind of falling back as the Guertin player fell into him. I wonder if they called that on Okori.
Is there anything more subjective than basketball foul calls? I thought always occurs to me on plays like that.
I'm going to say it was on Okori since he just took a seat on the bench here.
Mason Carroll holding it over his head. Sam Mullet with it. Almost looked like he was going to shoot it from a set shot position.
I'm going to tell you something right now. Watch Lucas Baker and Curtis Harris battling. Baker's a center, and Harris having his way with him, not afraid to get physical.
And he actually created that steal from behind. Shot from the corner is good!
Wow! That was Lentz, I believe. I think 15, Josh Lentz on that shot. But again, watch the matchup here between Harris and Baker.
Oh, amazing. Yeah, it's number 2 on 34 underneath the basket.
And they are banging bodies.
Mason Carroll, a good shooter, but he's been a little bit cold over the last few minutes. Sam Mullet drives. The foul was before the basket.
Yeah, Mullet
and
wanted that one. And are they going to
call it on him? No, he wanted that one. That's why he looked
dejected. He wanted the and one.
Yeah. Well, these guys watch NBA, and they see the and ones all over the place.
The continuation.
Yeah.
3-4 steps later.
But Sam Mullet, a good free throw shooter, is at the line trying to take a bite out of this 9-point deficit. BG running into a buzzsaw here in the first half in the form of the Nashua North defense, including number 2, Curtis Harris, who's listed at
Curtis
6'2".
Sure.
That sells.
Yeah, I'm about 6'5". That's about right, John.
I gotta
Curtis
look at that again.
Yeah, Curtis probably 6'1", I would say.
He's got the ball right now. Okay, I know he's taller than me, but 6'2". There's a nice rebound by Mason Carroll underneath, and he gets fouled. And this is funny to say, but by calling Curtis Harris 6'2", I believe you're selling him short on defense, because he's up against a guy that looks a foot taller almost. At least 8 inches taller.
When you have a chance to watch this back on Nashua ETV, watch the battle in the early going. Those guys banging off each other. Good, clean basketball.
Lucas Baker is number 34. He's one of the taller guys. He's listed as a center from Pelham, New Hampshire. Curtis Harris is a guard. And they were going at it underneath the basket, as Jason Roby pointed out. And Curtis got the best of it a few times, including a steal. Mason Carroll's 1-and-1. He misses the first.
What a rebound by Harris.
Leaping over everybody. Nathan Kane off the glass and in with 3 minutes even left in the first half.
That all started with a Curtis Harris rebound. He went coast to coast, had a great dish to Kane, who put it in with the left hand layup.
North has their biggest lead of the game at 11 into the hands of Brendan Choate. Nearly had an easy steal there. I think he was so surprised by it. He lost the handle. BG gets it back.
Titans extending that man-to-man defense out around half court now.
Sullivan saving that pass and around the back.
And a good call there. Corey had his right arm wrapped around him. And
yeah, that's like that's pass interference in football, coach, right?
Well, I'm a defensive back guy, so I wouldn't throw the flag, but you know. And Coach Lane got to do the right thing and have a Corey check in for Choate, who's played some real good minutes this first half.
free throws for Bishop Guertin with 2:27 remaining. And swish on the first end of the 1-and-1 earns him a second for Dylan Santos Suazo, a junior guard from Pelham, New Hampshire.
Nashua basketball royalty here today. George Nukas, longtime Nashua High School boys coach, in the stands tonight doing some scouting.
Curtis Harris with the dipsy-do, creates a seam, but he gets it blocked by Mason Carroll. Carroll called for the foul.
Yeah, they went up to challenge, and I'm sure that's the message. Don't give any easy baskets. If he goes up, you go up too. You go straight up, but you go up and challenge that shot.
North with a chance to get their biggest lead of the game back. Up 10 with Curtis Harris at the line. They did lead by as many as 11. Misses the first.
Sure, Coach Lane is going to look back at this first half and be real pleased with the Titans' work on the glass, both offensively and defensively on those rebounds.
Jordan Robichaud checks back into the game for the Cardinals.
Missed both of them.
Harris drawing a blank at the line, and we're still 27-17. North is up by 10.
Keeping in mind, we have not seen Gabe Buxton since those 2 early fouls against him. One of their better defensive players. North seems to be doing just fine.
Suazo misses. He got a great look. Couldn't get it to go. And here comes Emeka Okori. Emeka backs it out. Swings it to Stephen Norris in the game, number 20 for North. Shot by Curtis Harris. He got clobbered after the shot. They let it go. And a miss on the three-point attempt. In rhythm, the shot doesn't go for Robichaud. Rebound North, Nathan Kane.
Great job on the glass by North. They have 2 white shirts for every green shirt. I'm very impressed with the way North is attacking these rebounds.
Consciously making their presence felt underneath the boards on every shot. Nathan Kane gives it to Curtis Harris. Backs it away, drives, scoop shot is good!
Wow.
Curtis Harris shot that from about his right thigh. The scoop shot off the glass and in. Nicely done. BG with a deflected pass, stolen.
They don't have the numbers. They should really slow this down.
Stephen Norris got the deflected pass. Nathan Kane rattles it home.
I stand corrected.
What a huge lead at this point for North, 32-17. They have nearly doubled up Bishop Guertin in the first half. A lot of basketball left, only a half minute here in the first half, but what a shocker of a first half so far.
And there he goes baseline again, and another steal. Good help defense there by Kane.
Emeka Okori. Nathan Kane and Emeka Okori teaming up to create another turnover by Bishop Guertin. That has really been the story, the turnovers by BG right underneath the basket many times because of the tenacious defense being played by the Titans.
This first half game plan has really worked out to a T, no pun intended. That's a John Collins joke right there.
For the Titans, T for Titans. Sam Mullett bringing it up court after the Titans miss. BG could set a tone heading into the locker room if they could score here with under 10 seconds to go. They're going to have to launch it off to the left. Rebound North. The shot would be good. North 32, BG 17 as we go into the half.
Wow, I'm out of breath. I'm exhausted. What a great first half of basketball, and I have to say, if we look at a couple of things here from this North team. The first one is defense, and not just defense, but the help defense. If a player got beat, which was very rarely, they had somebody sliding over to help out. And then the work that Nashua North did on the glass, wow, I can't believe the job they did cleaning that off. The Windex boys out there, unbelievable. And I don't know that Guertin's seen anything like this thus far, this season, with the athleticism and the speed and the pace of play that the Titans play at.
We don't have tickets to the Super Bowl, Jason, so, I don't know if I'd trade them right now for the second half of this game.
It's the game obviously far from over, and I would not be surprised. Look, you don't get to be 7-1, 8-1, whatever Guertin's record is you don't get to be that way by not having a great basketball team and some of the lopsided wins that they've had. So I'm fully expecting this Guertin team to come out, you know, under Coach Fisher, all cylinders firing, and we're going to see a heck of a second half, no doubt about it.
That's Jason Roby. I'm John Collins. I think Jason has convinced me to stick around for the second half of this fantastic high school basketball game here on Nashua TV. We'll be back with the second half at Nashua North, the Titans versus the Cardinals, right after this.
It's easy to look from above at the magnitude of the process and think that one missed individual questionnaire won't make a difference. Yet when we take a closer look at the purpose of the census, we see that responses are used to decide how many seats each state gets in the U.S. House of Representatives, where and how money is spent throughout the land, and how state officials use the results to redraw the boundaries of their congressional and state legislative district. Responding to the 2020 census means your state gets fair representation in federal government. It means your community has access to money for important investments, like a new park, improvements to schools and hospitals, public transportation, and so much more. Although the task of knowing how our population is dispersed in the United States is daunting, it comes down to you to do your part in being counted. Each and every person is important when advocating for representation and for funding. Nashua is counting on you.
Welcome back, everybody, to Nashua High North. John Collins along with Jason Roby. North is up 32-17 as we go to the second half in an electrically charged Friday night atmosphere here on January 31st of 2020. Jason, second half should be just as exciting.
I think so, and if you're Guertin, you probably come out of that half saying, look, we're getting doubled down in the paint. When we kick it out, we got to nail some of those mid-range jumpers, some of those three-pointers, because they have them. They have them open. And if they can make that happen, they're going to get this game real close, real quick. So we'll see how that plays out as we get ready to start the second half here. 8 minutes put back on the clock. 32-17, Nashua North.
Both student bodies are well represented. They're diagonally opposite each other here in the Nashua North gym. Cheerleaders to our left, we're courtside. Our cameraman is Tim O'Neill. And it's a North ball to begin the third quarter, trying to add to their lead of 15 points right now. Okori with it.
Important that Guertin get a stop here to start this second half.
Curtis Harris up top. Nathan Kane, who had a tremendous first half offensively and defensively. Emeka Okori with it. Top of the key, swings it to Kane. Fakes left, goes left. Runs into some tight D by John Sullivan. Curtis Harris with it. Open jumper from the corner, and Gabe Buxton doesn't get it to go.
Yeah, it's Buxton's first action since early in the game. Looks a little rusty there as he misses the mid-range baseline jumper.
Sam Mullet dishes on the drive, and Mason Carroll puts it in. BG owns the first 2 points of the second half. Down now by 13. Harris drives off the glass, no good. BG might feel that their luck is churning as that doesn't go for the North point guard. Sam Mullet goes the other way. And it's 4-0 for BG to begin the second half.
Harris doesn't have the numbers. He'll pull out to Okori. Wow.
Emeka Okori with a big basket.
And that is huge. You're down 4-0 to start the half and quickly draining a three, and North with a steal there.
Nathan Kane, no good. The putback, Curtis Harris, the jumping jack underneath. 2 bites at the apple, couldn't get it to fall.
Would have been well to maybe come down with that, gather it, and come back up.
Mullet absorbs some contact. They let it go and misses the lay-in attempt off the glass.
Letting them play here early, John, in the second half.
Yeah. 35-21, Nathan Kane makes it a 17-point lead. Nathan Kane for 3 from the near corner.
Any energy that BG established early in this second half erased by a couple of 3-pointers for Nashua North.
North having one of their best scoring games of the season to this point. Let's see if they can keep it going. It is early in the third quarter. We've got a timeout on the court. It has been an emotionally charged week. We mentioned the unfortunate passings of Officer Katie Tyne of Newport News, Virginia, the Alvern High School grad, Ryan Phaneuf, another Alvern grad, the airman who perished in the line of duty. And of course, the nation was reeling from the deaths of everybody aboard the helicopter, along with Kobe Bryant. And I know you wanted to mention something on that,
You know, John, it's with all the loss that we've been reading about in the newspaper, seeing in the news, reading online, a lot of people are hurting. And I'm remembering some time ago when I was at the services of a close friend, someone saying to me, you know, it's not what you say about somebody when they're gone, it's what you say to them when they're here. And I think what we've been seeing a lot of with the passing of these people is people mending fences, people reaching out and saying, you know, life is too short to have grudges against one another. We really need to take care of one another, be kind to one another. And that's really the message that I've been seeing with the Kobe Bryant, you know, those 9 people perishing, a terrible tragedy. But the one thing that I'm seeing from this is, you know what, people aren't burying the hatchet, so to speak. They're letting bygones be bygones because life is just too short. We got to be kind to each other and learn from these terrible tragedies.
Coming out of the timeout, Bishop Guertin hits a 3. Dylan Santos-Suazo. That was so well said, Jason Roby. Thank you for that. I know I hugged my granddaughter extra tight after that. Kobe's daughter along with him, and John Altobelli's daughter along with his wife, and just a terrible
tragedy. We take for granted, right, John? I mean, we take for granted that things are always going to be status quo, and man, a great pass underneath there from Choate. Buxton can't get it.
Bishop Guertin trying to claw their way back into this game, down by 15. The shot from the corner, no good. And North continues on the rebounds. That bounce pass didn't get through from Brendan Choate to Nathan Kane because hustling back was John Sullivan for the steal.
Great hustle there by Sullivan getting back on defense. Otherwise, it's an easy layup for Kane.
Jordan Robichaud with the ball on his hip as he dribbles to the right, being marked by Gabe Buxton. Back to the basket, BG. Santos-Suazo, Ryan passes it. Robichaud, spin move, runs into a double team, wants to pass it back.
Great defense there by Buxton, not going for any of the up fakes or pass fakes.
John Sullivan, Santos-Suazo stumbles, has to find somebody. Robichaud drives left. Sam Mullet has not yet touched the ball in this possession. For BG, they might want to get it to him. And a foul is committed in the corner by the Titans, apparently. It'll remain BG basketball, or else the Titans knocked it out of bounds. Apologize. The players on the Nashua High bench, understandably up and standing, kind of partially blocking our view of the corner.
What a defensive possession for Nashua North here.
You're absolutely right.
My goodness.
BG cannot find any quality shots in this possession.
They are just swarming, and this is an athletic Bishop Guertin team.
Ryan Santos-Suazo, the catch and release. And it took a brilliant offensive play to beat that tenacious North defense. Nice basket for the Cardinals. In rhythm, Brendan Choate off the far rim, and the bodies collide underneath, going for that rebound.
You know, no shot clock here. We've talked about this before, John. No shot clock in the state of New Hampshire. That last possession for Bishop Guertin took, I'm going to guess, about a minute or so of time off the clock, and a great make by Guertin. But if you have some more stands like that defensively, if you're Nashua North, I think things going to work in your favor, right? No doubt, no doubt.
Robichaud, Jordan Hands it to Mason Carroll, looking for an open teammate, and that is John Sullivan being marked by Nathan Kane. Hands it back to Jordan Robichaux. Right-handed dribble, cruising the perimeter, goes baseline, runs into a double team, bounce pass finds Sam Mullen, spin move into the traffic, and it doesn't fall.
Wow.
Offensive foul is called.
And you know, as I was watching, as Mullet has some words with the official at center court, they were ready for that spin move. He actually beat him to the spot. Now his feet may have still been moving, but I think it was I don't know who it was, but he beat him. He beat Mullet to the spot.
It might have been Nathan Kane. It was underneath, and it was a heads-up play by the defender. They might have watched some video on Sam Mullet, or maybe played against him in the Greater Nashua leagues, or with him too. A lot of these players know each other. Now protesting the call is Curtis Harris. It's his turn to wonder why.
Well, Harris thinks he got all ball. The official thinks otherwise.
That'll put Dylan Santos-Suaso at the line. Just under 3 minutes to go, third quarter. Dylan calmly drains the first of 2 free throws. 38-26. Make it 38-27. And it is a 9-point lead only. We're under double digits now. BG trying to claw their way back in, absorbing the contact off the glass and in.
Great body control as he went up off the glass. Kobe-esque.
Yes.
Oh, good hustle there.
And it's out of bounds off the Cardinals, so a little overeager to answer back, and they turn it over. And Brendan Choate will walk it up the court.
Gotta like the effort by Dylan Santos-Suaso, even though they lose possession. Choate will slow things down for the Titans.
Curtis Harris holding it. Cross court to Brendan Choate. He's got Nathan Kane alone in the corner if he wants him. The floater by Harris. I don't think North has had a cold spell yet shooting in this game. They're up 42-27. A pretty floater of a basket for Curtis Harris. Sam Mullet holding the ball over his head. Faking the jumper was John Sullivan. Mullet fakes left, goes right, absorbs the shoulder, and they let him play. Misses the shot. Rebound.
McElliott.
Oh, Sam McElliott. Twisting, and a travel.
Steps, yep, definitely.
A little hesitation on should I shoot, should I pass, cost Brendan Choate the ball on that occasion. And John Sullivan will inbound it to Jordan Robichaux, junior guard from Hudson, New Hampshire. He hands it to Sam Mullet, also from Hudson. Bounce pass is kicked away by Connor Dunning. 6'4" forward, number 1. Making life difficult for the BG offense, as are all of these Titan defenders tonight.
Dunning coming off of a bit of a knee injury there. I'm sure the Titans are glad to have him back in the lineup.
You can see the left knee is wrapped. Dribbling in traffic, John Sullivan creates some breathing room as he passes it to the right, and Dylan Santos-Suaso. Sam Mullet tried to go underneath, batted away. McElliott with the steal, the backcourt foul against the Cardinals as they desperately tried to stop what looked to be a layup drill for the Titans.
I'm going to tell you right now, Sam McElliott does a lot of the dirty work in there, along with Gabe Buxton. You're not going to see their names in the box scores, but those guys use their bodies. They play physical, they play fast, they play aggressive. Just what the doctor ordered for these Titans.
In rhythm, Connor Dunning. Pretty shot for 3 from the corner. As the Titans teammates do their own impression of the cheerleaders. Nice scoop shot on the other way. Jordan Robichaux scores.
Yeah, Robichaux went up, made a nice play, used the glass.
Nathan Kane knifes his way through traffic to throw one up, no good.
And they're letting him play, John.
Santos-Suaso finds a seam.
Oh!
And off the glass, kisses it home. Fast break, Connor Dunning got fouled from behind. He looked like he was going up for the jam. Foul will be against Lucas Baker.
Wow.
And a good sportsmanship gesture by Lucas Baker to Connor Dunning. He said, I just couldn't give you the easy basket, sorry. Connor's at the line.
Connor, one of the sharpshooters for this North team, makes the first of 2 as
does anybody have better finger roll than
How
Connor
many times
Dunning?
do you think that thing spun?
Yeah, exactly.
That made the earth jealous.
The spin rate. That made the earth jealous.
I just made that up.
I like that, yeah.
You can use it.
Yeah, you turn. That's the Christopher Reeve trick to go back in time, right? I could use that. Sam Mullet, that's another basket. Sam Mullet's had about 4 baskets that haven't counted because they've come after fouls.
You're right, John. If this was the NBA, he'd have about 8 more points.
He'd be N1ing it all night long. But instead, it's a non-shooting foul, not in the penalty yet, are the Titans.
Buxton checked back in for Connor Dunning there. Good minutes for Dunning.
Mullet with it in the corner, driving, determined to put one up and in. He got fouled.
McElliott went straight up. They're going to say he got him on the arm.
To the line will go Sam Mullet. He's wearing number 33, which is a number dear to the hearts of Boston Celtics basketball fans.
No doubt.
I don't know if everybody watching this telecast knows that it belonged to Larry Bird, so I'm going to point out the obvious to you and me.
I hope people know.
I had a conversation. We're talking Super Bowl. We were talking running backs. A co-worker of mine, Hudson Fire, never heard of Earl Campbell.
Oh my gosh!
Roby.
Wow.
Yep. So that's the world that we live in as oldsters now.
I watch highlight films of Earl Campbell and say, how could you not know who Earl Campbell is? But
yeah,
it's a different day and age, you know.
I tried to explain to him. I said, Kyle, he was like beast mode on illegal substances. That's how good Earl Campbell was. And speaking of great running backs, Curtis Harris has the basketball. He's put on a dribbling display. Harris dishes. McElliott up top, Nathan Kane.
North looks like they're going to hold for the last shot here.
You're right. Only 10 seconds to go, third quarter. Trying to find a seam and getting fouled. Brendan Choate. 6 seconds to go.
You saw the Guertin defense collapse on Choate as 4 green shirts surrounded him. Out of bounds play for North with 6.5 to play.
Yep.
Stolen.
BG, good job on the inbound to take it away. Jordan Robichaux kicked it over and losing the handle on the pass. They couldn't get the shot away. So we go to the fourth quarter, and it's a 14-point lead for the Titans. Who would have thunk?
Well, again, you hang your hat on your defense. You've got 32 points total scored as the cheerleaders go up here and
they got
fire
something to
this
cheer
crowd
about,
up.
Jason.
No doubt, no doubt. And I think the defensive effort has to really come to the forefront here if you're Coach Steve Lane. I mean, they hang their hat on that, and you can see it on the scoreboard. You know, 32 points heading into the fourth quarter is a pretty impressive thing. And they'll continue. They'll keep that foot on the gas pedal. They'll continue to play that pressure-type defense, and hopefully that'll lead them to a win. And I'm expecting some big things, though. I know this game is going to end up closer than it is right now. I just have that feeling, the atmosphere.
Well, you made the prediction of 50-48, which I'm totally taking out of context.
Well, no, you're right. Well, I mean, if they only score 4 more points, Coach Lane's going to have other things he needs to talk about with his guys.
Yeah, exactly. They got 8 minutes on the clock. They got a 14-point lead. You imagine if Titans play that same defense that they played already for the first 3 quarters, it's going to be a very difficult task for Bishop Guertin to come back and win this thing.
Well, you can't be lazy. You got to do the things that got you to this point. And if you're Guertin, you can't really press too much. You got to stay in the flow of your offense. But at some point, you got to start making some outside jumpers.
Sam Mullet working against Curtis Harris, trying to find some room. He does.
Nice move by Mullet. And again, going up for that block. Titans have not gone for that shot fake. Every time they have, the Cardinals have made them pay.
Excellent play by Sam Mullet to open things in the fourth quarter. And a curly kneel imitation by Curtis Harris of the Harlem Globetrotters, but he doesn't get the shot to go after the tremendous low dribble. Cross-court pass in the corner. Sam Mullet had a chance to catch and shoot. He prefers to drive to the basket, got fouled, and he'll go to the line.
And we know what Guertin's going to hang their hat on here in this fourth quarter. we're going to see some Sam Mullet, and maybe a little bit more Sam Mullet.
Yeah.
I think that's going to be the guy, the go-to guy, Mr. 33, Larry Bird.
Yeah, that would seem to be their comeback formula at this point. Sam at the line. This might be a 1-and-1, I'm not sure. No, it's not live. It's a two-shot situation, and he calmly hits the first. Connor Dunning checking back into the game. Sam McElliott will take a breather.
Mullet with a chance to net his 14th point of the game here. Dylan Santasuoso, with 13.
Nails it. 10-point game.
They're not going away.
Yep. It is a long way to go here. 7 full minutes. Brendan Choate with it. Driving. What a play by Brendan Choate. He just couldn't finish. And Connor Dunning bounces up from a fall that would have most of us calling for an ambulance. Long shot by BG doesn't go.
Let's talk a little bit about what we just saw there. Dunning grabs the rim, and that may have saved him a harder fall. On the other end, Curtis Harris goes up for a rebound and gets leveled. So Guertin will get called for that foul.
I missed that. He grabbed the rim?
He went up and he grabbed the rim to save himself and the player below him.
I just saw the impact on the court.
Well, think about every time you go up and grab the rim, Sean.
Yeah,
it's like the same thing, right?
I can't remember the last time, actually.
Nerf hoop.
Yeah. Wasn't very supportive, that Nerf hoop. Long shot is good. Connor Dunning is as good as gold getting up off the floor.
Yeah, that was a great play by Dunning, set up there by Harris's drive to the basket, kicked it out, and a nice finish there by Dunning.
Wow, that looked like somebody that plays for the Golden State Warriors with that long shot. Nothing but net. The fall-away jumper is going to go in.
Wow, shooter's touch there.
John Sullivan rattles it in.
About that rim, it's been welded. They had to fix it this week. There was a little crack in it.
Really?
Yeah.
Wow, you get all the details out here.
Well, I work in this gym, John.
Yeah, you know. Sam Mullet on the move. Scoop shot is
good.
good.
Mullet with a great make there. Don't look now. 9-point game, John.
Sam Mullet makes the backboard his friend, but they leave Nathan Kane on Nathan Kane Island underneath.
15 points.
Easy basket.
For Kane.
15 for Kane. That's a quiet high total. The miss. Brendan Choate. You know, I had a chance right there.
That?
Jason Robin just took it away. Nice play, Jason Roby.
Triple threat position. I could have passed it. I could have shot it. I could have driven him to the hole.
You had it all planned out.
I tell you, I got nervous there for a second. I was actually protecting us, and it just happened to stick to my hands.
Yes, nice job. And unfortunately for us, it didn't hit the equipment.
Wow.
On the table.
I think Pete would have charged us for that.
Yeah.
Maybe.
Pete knows.
Tim says yes.
Yeah, he's nodding from our cameraman, Tim O'Neill, nodding yes. I got to say, there was one play where I stuck my hand in front of equipment, taking one for the team. Nashua was Daniel Webster College volleyball.
Yes.
At the Eagle's Nest, and I stuck my hand in front of the equipment to save it from a volleyball, and the equipment cut me, believe it or not.
Really?
Yes. I nauseated Tom King about 2 minutes later when I held up my bloody finger.
Well, you know,
which is easy to do.
I'm questioning Tom these days. You know, he's been, he's hurting it. Get well soon, Tom. Couldn't be here tonight because he's a little under the weather, and wishing for a speedy recovery for Tom.
The Wikipedia of Nashua athletic sports.
Knows everything about everything.
Yes.
No doubt about it.
And BG ball with 5 minutes and change left to go in the game, looking up at an 11-point deficit. And some North momentum, which has seemed to exist since the Cardinals hit the opening shot to lead 3-0. They haven't led since. Jordan Robichaux bounces it baseline as Sam Mullet works against Emeka Okore. Mason Carroll swings it wide open. Santa Suaso in and out. BG steals the rebound, and Mason Carroll misses the left-handed putback. Oh, a big opportunity missed there for the Cardinals. Underneath alone, Emeka Okore.
Wow, and one for Okore. And I could see that play developing on the rebound from Harris. As he was dribbling up the middle of the floor, he peered over, and I believe it was Kane that he saw, or it was either Kane or Dunning, and then they got it in, to Okore. But you could see that play developing at about three-quarter court. They were all looking at each other. You can tell they run that drill in practice quite a bit.
Yes, like they did it before. They got down court as a team in an eye blink. And at the line, Emeka Okore front rims that one. But it is a 13-point lead for the Titans with 4.5 minutes to go in the game. Ball in the corner. Open shot, Ryan Santa Suaso. It looked to be right on line. Two Titans go for it, and they do get it. What a play by Curtis Harris. Okore off the glass, and it doesn't go. What a capper that would have been. Okore doing the tightrope act, and it's a jump ball. Emeka with some great athleticism.
Now I'm going to tell you right there, Emeka saves the ball, goes out of bounds, and almost instinctively knows he can't be the first one to touch it because he was out of bounds.
He's hoping for a jumper.
And he nailed it. Wow.
EO with some excellent offense. Emeka Okore.
Offensive foul called against the Cardinals. Nate Kane with the positioning. I believe that was Jordan Robichaux is going to get called for the player control.
Wow.
And the North fan section letting Guertin know they can't do that.
If the Titans have played a better game this season, I'd like to know which one it was.
I think they're here to make a statement tonight, John, and this is a very, very good Guertin team. They're well coached, they're disciplined, and North is highly regarded coming into the season. And they're going to change it up. It's going to be a 1-1 now for the Titans.
Okay.
But coming in highly regarded and losing that early game to Bedford and really having some close games, and this is a marquee game for this team. And, it's a rival game. You're in the city of Nashua. You've got, the Purple Panthers across the river, but obviously you want to win this rival game. There's a lot at stake here. Look, you're talking about, there are a lot of young kids here watching this game.
Speaking of the players, like knowing each other, the intra-city rivalry, you had a visit with one of the BG coaches before the game.
Yeah, Will Horn is a terrific young man. Played football for me here, ran track. Just a tremendous young man. And
he played for Nashua North.
He played for Nashua North on the Bishop Guertin, basketball coaching staff. So, it's funny when, as you get older, you as we talked about with the Kobe Bryant situation, you really, sometimes those things seem trivial and kind of silly to have those, those war of words and, our school against your school. And it should be like this, good, clean fun. But, he said, I'll always be a Titan, but good for him. He's coaching, he's making a difference in young people's lives. And it doesn't matter where you're doing it. He's doing it for the right reasons, and it's great to see him, and more importantly, it's great to see him doing what he's doing, helping young people succeed, and it takes people like him to make a difference. And as a coach, a former coach, it makes you feel good to see that maybe something you did along the way kind of maybe gave a little spark for him, someone like him saying, that's something I want to do when I get older. And great to see Mr. Horn, Coach Horn over there, and wish him nothing but the best.
BG with it. Ryan Santa Suaso. His shot is off to the right. Rebound is going to stay BG ball. Goes out of bounds off of a Titan.
I do like the way that the referees have let these kids play, though, John. It's been physical, but not to the point where it's been blatant, And I think sometimes the referees can get a little carried away. I like that they're letting these guys get a little physical in there and play basketball.
In the corner. I don't think I've mentioned the Nashua North coaching staff enough. Obviously, this team has been well coached entering this contest, and they're executing the game plan to a T. Steve Lane.
Yeah, Coach Lane, longtime mentor here at Nashua North, coaches and teaches here in the building. Great addition to the staff here at Nashua North a number of years ago as Dylan Santosuoso hits the first of a pair here.
And then John Fisher, the head coach of Bishop Guertin, and these two teams have come in with stellar records.
Yeah. And no surprise, because these guys, they work hard. As Santosuoso hits the second, they work hard, they put the time in, and they expect a lot of their kids.
3 minutes, 15 seconds left in the game. Titans with the ball and the lead by 14. Curtis Harris stumbled coming out of the clinch with Sam Mullet. Mullet got called for the foul.
Mullet looking around like he can't believe what was called, and hopefully cooler heads prevail here. There's some John going back and forth.
Checking into the game for the Cardinals is Matthew Santosuoso. Dylan and Matthew are the brothers. Sorry, I called him Ryan earlier. It's Dylan and Matthew Santosuoso, number 15 and 20, both on the court at the same time here for the Cardinals.
Turns out to be a good foul as Curtis misses the front end of the one-on-one.
Ball slapped away. Sam Mullen underneath and just can't get it to go.
I have no idea how that wasn't called a foul.
And how it didn't go in.
Yeah.
A throwaway by the Titans.
Mullet can't believe it either, but he better be careful. They're watching him now.
Yeah. Sam Mullet also has a brother on the Bishop Guertin basketball varsity. It's Benjamin. He's a sophomore. Sam driving, twisting,
nice spin.
Scoop shot just ran out of room. And a rebound by Mecca Okore. Curtis Harris taking the ball up court.
Yeah, he ran out of real estate there, did Mullet, defended by Okore as the Titans look to run some more time off this clock.
I'd like me some more Connor Dunning shooting the basketball. I just love his form. Maybe. Brendan Choate's finding a seam, and it's off the glass and in.
Wow.
I want to steal your phrase, Jason, Kobe-esque.
Kobe-esque.
Because that's it, just reminded me of that. Beautifully done by Brendan Choate.
Just so kinesthetically aware, great body control. Hanging in the air. And you know, Coach Lane brought up a great point. You know, these guys aren't making those shots a year ago. You know, they're younger, they're not as strong physically, they're not as aware of their space, their spatial awareness on the court.
Yeah.
And what a difference a year makes is Matt Santosuoso hits the first of two. And you know, the other difference here too is you've got three coaches on this varsity basketball bench that work here in the building. Chris Godrow and Zach Harris, both assistants along with Coach Henderson. And you know, just it's a good coaching staff, and it's good to have that many people in the building. As foul's going to be called here, it looks like on John Sullivan. He doesn't like the call.
Yeah, he's mystified by it. 1:44 left. North at the line in the person of Brendan Choate. Timeout called.
A lot of things that you got to believe, excuse me, John, that you think Coach Fisher's going to try to work through here. Probably going to establish some full court pressure, or you know, if and when they make their next basket. Yeah. Probably going to try to keep their heads in the game and stop looking for the call from the referee and just play basketball. You know, a couple of messages that they'll probably give them right here. This 1:44, the final push right now, 15-point lead, but you gotta do the things necessary to keep yourself in this game and don't let the game get the better of you.
Yes.
So we'll see.
Coming out of the timeout, the Titans just never allowed BG to go on a run that they needed to get into this game and get it back even. It just never happened because the defense has been wall to wall for the Titans since the opening tap. And North, as you can see, they're ready to rock and roll here, but BG still yet to come out of the huddle.
Well, again, a pretty long message and a good timeout, I think, by Coach Fisher to really get his message across. What he wants to see this last 1:44, regardless of winning or losing, you know.
Right.
composure being everything at this point.
Brendan Choate missed the first. It was a live rebound on the 1-and-1. And here's the Cardinals with possession, trailing by 15 late.
Titans probably going to spend some practice time at the free throw line.
Jumper by Sullivan doesn't go. Rebound, Connor Dunning hands it off to Emeka Okore, double teamed in the backcourt.
Lost his dribble.
Sam Mullett with the steal, got fouled by Connor Dunning, trying to insert himself in there in the passing lane, but good defense by Mullett, and he draws a foul that has North in the penalty, so puts him at the line. Might be another 1-and-1 situation.
Now the Cardinals sin, if you're, no pun intended, if you're Nashua North, is if you're going to put the ball on the floor, don't lose your dribble, you know, and when you lose your dribble and you've got pressure, bad things happen. And for Guertin, we'll see if Mullett's able to make the most of this situation.
Hits the first, which gives me a chance to ask Jason Roby, football coach, what's your Super Bowl prediction?
There's going to be one.
I guess the spread's like 2, so it's anybody's game.
It's anybody's game. He hits
I have no idea. I don't know who's going to win. It's just who plays the best on Sunday.
I think it's going to be a great game, to be honest with you. Anytime you have 2 weeks to prepare with the technology that's out there, and you're not going to try and reinvent the wheel if you're one of these two teams. And so,
although I wouldn't be surprised if Andy Reid came up with some crazy trick play.
It'll be something.
Just for the Super Bowl.
It'll be something. Good play there by Dunning to pull it out.
Connor Dunning hands it off. We're nearing the minute mark, and the foul.
And maybe not a bad idea. North struggling a little from the line here tonight. You know, I saw this thing, and Steve Lane was telling me about it. When they get to the fourth quarter, and they're going to do it in the NBA All-Star game, they're going to turn the clock off and race to 24 points.
Kind of like we do in the playgrounds sometimes,
exactly
right? The first one to 21. Or
Yeah. But what that does is it makes the fouling. You're not going to foul. You're not going to send people to the foul line to stop the clock because there is no clock.
Right.
You know, and I like that idea as
I see.
Curtis hits the first of.
Yeah, it's a novel idea, but trying to breathe some life back into a game that does get criticized, the NBA All-Star game.
Well, there was some statistic as Harris hits the second. I think when a team that's down by 10 points in the final minute, and there's like a 1% chance of winning or some ridiculous number like that. And how can we get rid of all that needless fouling since it's really not making that much of a difference? And that's one thing they're looking at. So
Mason Carroll to the line now after he got clobbered, going left to right underneath. We're a tick under a minute left to play in the basketball game. We'll get a second free throw here. North is up by 15 points with a minute to go. And so, message sent. They are going to be a factor in this 2020 high school basketball season here in New Hampshire Division I. Curtis Harris lost the handle as he tried to fast break after the missed free throw, and a nice lay-in, right-handed windmill lay-in by John Sullivan.
Yeah, Sullivan with Johnny on the spot, making a nice play there.
Full court press by the Cardinals as the Titans try to break it with a long pass, complete at the 20 to Connor Dunning. They let it go there as Gabe Buxton got assaulted. Curtis Harris took 3 steps. No, he got fouled. Excuse me.
I can't believe what I just saw. First there was that, and then there was the foul on Gabe Buxton when they grabbed his shirt and no whistle call. I thought it was a whistle, but it must have been a sneaker sound I'm hearing. So maybe they let that one go because they missed the foul on Buxton. But as a result, Harris will go to the line for some free throws here. He hits the first. He's had his trouble at the line tonight, so good to see him hit a couple here.
Yes.
His 9th point of the game. And North going to empty the bench here with the exception of Harris. Nice round of applause for the Titan players coming off the floor and those going in.
Connor Dunning, Nathan Kane, Gabe Buxton, Brendan Choate coming off the floor. Emeka Okore all getting a standing ovation. from their fellow students here at the Nashua High North Gym on a very impressive performance here.
And Lucas Cunningham, he of the huge field goal against Exeter, will go down in Titan lore
as he checks out of the game. Laying off the glass and in, Jordan Robichaud for 2. So it is a 13-point North lead, a foul in the backcourt against the Cardinals. With 14 seconds left, they have not given up.
No, and that's a credit to them. They're going to play, you know, to the final buzzer, and rightfully so. You only know one way.
Jaden Espinal to shoot a free throw for North, and Jaden's first shot off to the left a little bit.
And just so you're aware, Espinal held the ball for Cunningham's field goal. So you have 2/3 of that connection in that Exeter North football game.
There you go. He was the holder.
He was the holder. He made a good one. It was a high snap.
10 seconds left, and a
there.
three-pointer from the right for Dylan Santos Suazo. Nicely done for the Cardinals to make it a bit closer here as the buzzer sounds. 63-52. Nashua North needed their best game, although they did beat BG by double digits. What a treat this basketball game was. Electric from the start.
Yeah, a great high school basketball game. And I'm going to go a step further and say I thought the fans were very well behaved, realizing it's not about them, it's about the kids on the floor. Great high school atmosphere, 2 respected coaching staffs, and would not be surprised to see either one of these 2 teams make a run at the Final Four come the end of the season.
That's Jason Roby. I'm John Collins. Get well, Tom King. Our cameraman has been Tim O'Neill. Our executive producer, Pete Johnson. Pleasure to do the game with you, Jason.
Always a pleasure, John, and hopefully we get to do a few more before this season ends.
Yes, sir. On to February we go. Thank you for watching Nashua ETV, and good night from Nashua High North, everybody.